Imagine this. You're having the craziest day. You're jam-packed with work and you have so much going on. You just need to get out of the house for a little bit, or out of your workspace, or from around people, or whatever it is you got going on. You just need some space. So you leave out in a hurry, okay? And you accidentally forget your phone. And while you're out, something crazy happens. Miraculous. Something so indescribable. As you get home, you try to tell everyone, like, oh, this is what happened. And it's kind of hard for them to believe you. You know, they weren't around, they didn't see it. And so the more you tell your story, the more people kind of don't take it serious. And they either see it as a joke, or it seems your story would only be understood if you told it in a way that speaks directly to them. So, have you ever heard of Hunger Dryas? Hunger Dryas. I am not hungry right now. Somebody is hungry. Okay. Have you ever heard of Younger Dryas? Younger Dryas refers to the extent of our last mini ice age. There's been about 5 so far. They all have their own names. And this one was about 12,000 or so years ago. And it lasted for about 1,000 years. So that kind of puts it around 10,000, 9,000 BCE. And it's also known as a glacial period. And the time in between is called an interglacial period. And that's what we're actually living in today, is a time when the world warms up and everything is like life is actually able to prosper. And our interglacial period is called Holocene. This ice age was so intense that it covered the majority of the northern hemisphere. And when that happened, pretty much North America, Europe, Asia, and most parts of South America were inhabitable. Much of North Africa was also extremely inhabitable. Most places around the world at that time were inhabitable. It even created a temporary ice bridge between Russia and Alaska. The southern region of Africa was one of the only regions to sustain life. The Younger Dryas caused a mass extinction. One of the main hypotheses on how the Younger Dryas happened, our mini ice age that we just got out of, a celestial event. Some are saying it's a comet, some an asteroid, but I theorize that it was a meteor strike, and I theorize that our ancestors were letting us know before written language, before written word, that it was a KaBa that hit the earth and that caused such a change in their way of life and in the earth, right? There was a study done, and it was found that the Nama have the oldest living DNA on earth. Their DNA survived through this ice age event. Younger Dryas is such an interesting event because it allows us not only to observe the laws of nature, but also to observe the laws of thermodynamics. My favorite law, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That's the first law. Okay? And the third law is actually a definition of Younger Dryas. It's literally saying that the earth could not reach a temperature so cold that it could destroy heat, which is life essentially. So, even though there was a major extinction in the northern hemisphere, the southern region of Africa was able to sustain life in a way that was actually able to regenerate it, right? And keep that fire burning and keep life going. Things got really treacherous for them, things got really cold, but they were still able to live their life, make fire, and able to continue making their flint tips. At that time, they were making out of stone, but when this KaBa hit, they found that now they can make tools out of this meteorite that they found. They were a very resourceful people, and they were not going to just sit by and allow things to happen. By that time, they already knew their resilience, that they were able to live and thrive into the Neolithic period. So things got pretty interesting when it was time to migrate.